Hello, good evening guys, Basuraman here. So tonight we're going to feature one of the trending legendary monsters in the meta today, and his name is Kronos. So some of you may have faced a lower level Kronos but still got crushed. But let me tell you, it's perfectly fine because Kronos is a pretty strong hero, especially since a lot of us don't really know how to deal with the Kronos. That's why we often get crushed with the feeling of helplessness when facing him. So Kronos usually works well with Karisa because with Karisa he can charge up his ultimate pretty fast, and his ultimate is one of the strongest in the game right now. Basically it's an area of effect stun, and he can still move and deal his area of attack damage. So that's why it's really strong because it also cannot be countered by Colonel Baba. And as you can see, he has a lot of anti-crowd control skills. He cannot be stunned, frozen, or petrified, and he has decent mobility and initiative, and he is also basically immune from he's very resistant to range damage. That's why you have to consider a lot of things when you try to kill Kronos. So I spent my CP that was supposedly as for upgrading my Cupid to level 23, and I spent it all just to get my Kronos to 21, just so I can get in the fun with Kronos. And I'm going to share to you two games that I had with him. So the first one is against this Golden Eagle guy. He was using Cupid, Hoggy, and Karisa. And this game was really good because he's a really great opponent. And so this one, I'm using Bushi, Harrison, and Blocky. Blocky on my starting team here serves as a tank, so he'll just charge in and take as much damage as possible. Then afterwards, I will have Bushi, Harrison, and a Kronos summon free to play with. So here in this game, he summoned Angus to snipe my Harrison, but in doing so, he did not deal as much damage to my Blocky. That's why I would still be able to use him at least once here later in the game. So there I got the counter attack from Hoggy, which enabled me to summon Kronos, and in that position Kronos is in a very good spot. He will be able to deal a free toon damage right there in the middle between Hoggy, Karisa, and Cupid. And uncountered melee attacks against Cupid are always good. You always take that whenever possible. So there, he did not kill the Blocky just so he can cast the Binding Love on my Wushi and Kronos, and because of that I was able to use my Blocky ult on his Angus. And now he is still in a very good spot, but then I was still able to hit a double attack on him, and with my ult charged, there, I will win the game because of that. So Kronos is good against range teams that are standing close right at the start of the game, because you have they will have to move at least once, and you will have some tempo on your side that will be an advantage for you. So here's our third game. I will win this game again. So this is a really great fight because we've had two games before this, and he had a lot of time to adjust. So in this game, so I'll advance Block and Bushi to just to advance, and this time he summoned Gobi, and he got a crit, so that took a hefty chunk of my Blocky's HP. Okay. So it was a great summon for him, and then of course I will use Kronos again. Kronos is really good against Gobi because Kronos can't be stunned, and he's always happy to take the counter attacks from Gobi. So here he went aggressive with Hoggy, But since I had the higher initiative, I was able to kill his Hoggy in over back to back turns by my Wushi and Harrison. But it did take a lot of HP from a Wushi and Harrison, and he was able to capitalize it later in the game. So here I have charged ults of Wushi and Kronos, but still I have a low HP, and that was a very great big break for me. His Gobi not reviving. I think if it did revive, I might have lost the game. Okay, so I attacked Carissa there. I was trying to get energy for a stun later. So I had to use my ult to avoid dying there. Even though I will hit only Cupid. Okay, so no choice. He did great positioning there. So I only had to use one attack and one ult on Cupid only. Okay, so here it's just a matter of juggling my damage and absorbing damage from Teresa for me to finish the game. So I hope you enjoyed the two games, and I hope this video somehow inspired you to use Kronos. So that's it. Thank you and good night.